Let's create a layer for our roof, right? Let's go ahead and create our roof layer. Roof. Let's change the color. Should we still go with white? Don't know, seriously. Let's see. I'm not very good in color in design in coloring. No, let me say design. I'm not good with color. So let's just kind of give them random colors just for the sake of this tutorial, for the tutorial purposes. So now let's go ahead and select our roof. Our roof, yeah. Okay. Now let's get to this, our polyline, and trace out the roof parts. First of all, we will now use that to determine our eaves, right? We'll use that to determine the eaves. This what I'm doing now, I'm tracing out the external line of our wall, right? The external edge of our wall. I will now offset it inside to be able to get the full thickness of our wall. So instead of me tracing out the internal wall also, I will just only copy this out. And once I'm done with that, then this is my external edge of the wall. I'll just offset it with my wall thickness, which is 230, and good to go. And I'll offset this outside also again for my eaves, which is I can use between 450 to 600, right? So let me just go with 600 and leave it like that. Okay. So here now, this is where my roof is starting from. This is where my roof will be starting from. These two here are my walls. You know, the roof will be going across the wall to get your eaves, to form your eaves outside here. But once we are looking at the roof plan from up, this wall here will be hidden to us. We will not be seeing it because the roof is covering it. And this is our plan. We are looking at the roof from the top, right? In which your walls are hidden. So now we'll be putting this in hidden line. And to do that, let's just go ahead to properties. It's still part of the roof. That's why I don't want to change the whole roof layer to hidden line. I just only want to change these two lines. This is our wall here. I'll just come here and select our wall and then change it to hidden. So it's only affecting our wall only, but it's still part of the roof layer, right? So now the easiest way to design your roof is just by offsetting. Let's just offset this inside. Let's start with, let's say, should we use 1000? Let's start with 1000. Okay, sorry. And select it, offset with a distance of 1000. Enter. Okay, that's it. Let's continue offsetting. Okay, I think that's all. So what we now need to do next, what we need to do next is to draw a line joining all the edges together. Let's do that. Let's draw our line joining our edges together from here. Though the distance of offset distance of 1000 I use is not compulsory. You can use any equal offset distance of yours. Maybe probably 600, 500, 800. I'm just using 1000. It's not compulsory. Okay. So now let's go ahead and do that for this also. Let's stop this here. So I'm drawing a line to join all my edges together, all the points at the edge. Okay, after doing this, then we just need to use our chamfer tool to join them together at an angle, to join everything together. Let's start with this. Yeah, this will be joining with this, right? We'll do the same thing for here. This will join with this, right? Same thing goes with this also. This will join with this, right? Okay, and then here also, this will be joining with this. Okay, let's leave the rest for now. I'm coming back to that. So after doing this, then we just need to draw a line to join these parts together. These two, we join them together. The same thing goes with this. We'll draw a line joining this. Just draw a straight line from here, right? And here also, let us just draw a straight line from here also. So, and after doing that, then you need to chamfer both this and then this together. We'll be having something like this. And then I think the next one is for us to chamfer this and then this together also. No, it's not possible, right? Okay, let's try this. What we need to do now is to copy this line. This line. Let's copy it and bring it here at this joint here. Yeah. So we are having something like this. Okay. Okay. I think what we need to do now is to chamfer off this and then this together, right? So we're having something like this. And then let's erase this. Let's erase this. So now let's draw a line, a straight line from this point here. Actually, I was thinking maybe if we should chamfer this and this together, this and this together, we'll just draw a straight line here and then join this with that. But I think it's not feasible like that. So let's do it the other way around. We're going to chamfer this edge and this line together. Now we are doing this, right? So I think what we need to do now is just chamfer this also with this, right? And then do the same thing for here and then here. Yeah, I think we are right in doing this. So this is our roof. What we just need to do now is to erase off this. They are not needed anymore. So let's just delete it. So yeah, this is our roof. This is our roof design for the. This is our roof plan for our designed two-bedroom. Let's delete this. So this is our roof. What you just need to do now is to indicate the flow of the our water, right? This here will be flowing down here. This will be flowing down here. Same thing for the rest of the part. But before that, let's make our roof more fashionable. Let's design it well. First of all, let's remove this. I don't just want to remove it and place it anywhere. So I'll move it with a specified distance. So by the time I'll be returning it, I'll return it with that same specified distance. So it will go back to the exact point it was removed from, right? Let's go ahead and say 50,000, for example. Yeah, I move it to the distance of 50,000, which is here, right? So by the time I'll be moving this back, once I'm done, I'll be returning this back with that same exact distance. So now we need to make each of these our triangles or this our shape. We need to offset them to get the ridges and then our gutters. And for us to be able to do that, we need to turn each of these triangle to a bounded area. We need to make this triangle one. This side here, we need to make it one because it is our roof also that we'll be using for our elevations. So and for us to be able to do that, what we need to do now is to go to type BO for boundary and enter. BO for boundary. And okay, polyline is there. You can either use region or polyline, but let's go with polyline and then pick point. So I'll start picking my point. This is my first internal point. I just need to place my cursor inside the shape and you should select them. This is another point for to be bounded. Another one is here. Another one. There is one here also, and inside here, also here also, and then enter. We are good to go. So by the time I select this part here, it's going to select only the triangle. Here also is going to select only this side here. So what we need to do now is now to offset. Let's offset it inside now. Let's say with a distance of, I don't know how this will look like. We should offset the distance of, let's see how this will look like. Let's offset the distance of 50 and see how it will look like. Okay, 50 is too small. Okay, let's use the same thing with 150 and see. 150, if it's not going to be too small. It's too small. Okay, let's use 100. I think 100 will be better. 100. Enter. Okay. No, I don't want it to do that. Not outside, inside. Okay, inside. I'll come back to erase that. I don't want to cancel command. So I'll just use that same distance of 100 for everything. You're not serious. Okay. Even though because of this small area here, I will say that we should use a kind of a larger offset distance, maybe like 150, 200. Okay. But because if we should use that, it will kind of affect this smaller area here and this here also. That's why I just said, okay, we should use a small offset distance, right? Okay, and you're good to go. And if you wish also, you can even kind of, okay, just um give this external walls, the external roofing sheet here a thickness like this. You can give it a thickness. So after doing this, now let's return this to its original position. Let's move this back. You know, we removed it with a distance of 550,000, and let's return it 50,000 to go back to this. Oh, sorry, 50,000. Oh no, we've made a mistake somewhere. Okay, let's try again. I think I made a mistake earlier in the measurement. So now let's move it again with a distance of 50,000. Okay, and now it's back to its original position, right?